Me personally, I've always wanted to be the best at something, or at least good at something, but I'm just not. I've never been higher ranked than Silver in Legends of Runeterra. I am pretty mid in League, and my Valorant skills are, bad. But you know, I have realized in my time on this world that you don't actually have to be good at something to be the best at something. For example, in 4th grade, how do you think I won the tallest person named after a color award? And that's a 2-in-1. I also got the shortest person named after a color. That all changed in 5th grade when Violet showed up though. You see, my point is, if you just make up categories and you're the only person in that category, you just automatically are the best at it. This logic applies to everything and all the things. So, how did I become the best Legends of Runeterra player? See what I did there? That's the title of the video. Well, it went down kinda like this. First, I thought of a niche category that doesn't really have anything to do with being good at the game, also known as speedrunning. Next, I googled Legends of Runeterra speedrunning. Then I saw the webpage and I was like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do tonight. Fourth, I downloaded those little green numbers that you see in every speedrunning video. Fifth, I started practicing. Sixth, I only wrote so much music and I'm starting to run out of track. Seventh, I constructed a spreadsheet to track my success. Eighth, I've said seventh so many times and the mic just cannot get it right. So we're just gonna go with whatever that was and call it good. Ninth, we begin. Sorry, it seems there's more music. I think I may have seriously misjudged the amount of music. Oh, it's done. Because of how obscure this is, I can pretty much do whatever I want. Even if I can't beat the one other competitor, there are plenty of categories that don't have any competitors. But I won't be losing to this Rad Grid started out with what I thought would be the easiest one, called Easy Pickings. Okay, so let me just take you through this example. I haven't played this challenge since I first played it back when I got the game, which is clearly evident by me messing up the cards and messing up the order of what goes where. But in the end, my quick thinking allows me to deduce that I need to do 3 damage to the Nexus. Then I'll use this loading time to tell you a little bit about myself. I dislike coconut. Oh, we're back. Now, I get a bunch of random cards that I have no idea what to do with. I just skip through the dialogue, obviously. And then I think I need to do 3 damage again, so I try to figure that out. It takes a little while, but I eventually get it. I think I messed up the timing a little bit when I thought it would end right when the thing hits the Nexus, so I stopped it there. It turns out there's a little bit of a delay though. Whatever. Ignoring that small minor factoid, I got 34.67 seconds, where the previous record is held at a 35.00 seconds, which makes me unofficially the new world record holder for this particular speedrun. So now when I put it in, I should get the time difference on the right side, and yeah, it's in, wait, a minute 18? Oh no. What? Okay, so I fixed everything, and now if I put a time that's slower, then I get a red thing that indicates that I wouldn't be the world record holder. So now all that's left is I'm just gonna do all of these ones, and I'll check back in. Rad Grid, Rad Grid, Rad Grid, Rad Grid. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Rad Grid, like Hag Grid, but totally more rad. So I finished the first part and I did all of these ones leading up to Easy Pickings, and as you can see, at the start it didn't go so well, but I started picking it up later on. So all of these green ones mean I would supposedly carry the world record. Now, just to keep in mind, this is my first attempt. I've done no practicing or preparation for any of these. Now I'm just going to do all 54 of them, and you can see here in these empty spaces where it doesn't have any times, that means the category is completely empty and I'd be the only person in that, so I can do whatever time I want and I'd still be the world record holder. And when you're doing these things, you really learn a lot about the game, or at least how the game was before updates. For example, this is a 3-2 Bright Steel Protector. Never thought you'd see that again, eh? Or like, Garen didn't always have text, or keywords for that matter. He was literally just a 5-cost 5-5 that turned into a 5-cost 6-6 after whacking something. And I would have never guessed this, but Heimerdinger's level up condition used to be I've seen 1,000 spiders squished. I for one would not mind Heimerdinger reverting back to this state. The funny thing is he actually gets credit for leveling when he does squish spiders. Do you think there's a hidden way of leveling him? I played it out and he only killed 7 spiders. So I got all the way to round 40 and it turns out nothing happens. The game just resets itself all the way back to round 1, which is kind of a disappointment. Okay, so I finished up all the ones that actually had times for them, and these guys are good. Not the sunrises, however. I actually messed up twice, I think, and I got disconnected and I still beat it by 16 seconds. Some of these are pretty tough though. For example, this one, Augmentation in Progress. Go ahead and pause the video. I'm just joking. I know you won't pause it, so I've paused it for you. Let's say you have 3 seconds to figure out what to do. Go. Time's up. Did you say, take the calculated creations, create a Niandroid, play the Niandroid, play the gift giver, then wait for the video to catch up with my speech? Then play iterative improvement on the gift giver to get another gem and then gem one of the elusives twice? Because if that's what you thought, that's the correct answer. Now, I'm thinking, Why are there no custom challenges in Legends of Runeterra? There's so much potential here. You know, there's this monkey game called Bloons Tower Defense 6, and I think Legends of Runeterra could learn from that. They got all these custom challenges, and if you have enough game knowledge, you can just like instantly solve them. I know it may seem lame, but I think it's a cool idea. I'll be sure to notify like one of the 4 Riot employees that still work on the game. Also, why is someone losing stats here? This Rad Grid character keeps beating me on like a bunch of categories, despite not making a score for this game in the last 5 months. As it seems, I have made an enemy. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up all my runs, and then we'll focus on these red boxes. Okay, I'm finally done with everything, and that took a while. As you can see down here, I've spent a total of 1 hour and 30 minutes actually in challenges so far. Look at all this green. Also, it's unsurprising that the Glorious Ascended one took like 3 minutes and 46 seconds. And it's within my best interest to do them as fast as possible, because who knows how much storage this is taking. Well, it's 11 in the morning now, and I've been working on this since like 7 last night, so that's what, and then I have to post in, so by the time this video releases, I'd have been working on it for 22 hours. No, that's not right. We'll just go with 22. Okay, I am getting tired, but I can get good anyway. Okay, so let's go back and look at some of the training techniques I use. Number 1, I just straight up watched the world record holders and tried to do what they did. Here's a little update. I actually did fall asleep, but we haven't reached the 24-hour mark yet. And for technique number 2, I utilized hotkeys. If you press A, it sends all of your troops to attack at the same time, and if you press spacebar, it essentially clicks the circle on the right side of your screen. No mouse hand required. And finally, for technique number 3, you know these load screens, like when I told you I didn't like coconuts? As it turns out, these actually contribute to your time. And also, as it turns out, you can apparently lower loading screen times if you have the game installed on an SSD, which stands for Super Storage Device. Okay, so I just went out and retrieved an SSD and spent the last 30 minutes installing it to the motherboard. Unfortunately, however, I do not see a change in loading screen times. Whatever. With these 3 techniques, or 2 I guess, I should be able to get the world record in every category. Also, to add some stakes to this, I only got like 2.5 hours left. But look at how good at this game I am. How quickly I move the cards about. Look at this speed. I mean, yes, I did speed up the footage to 150%, but nonetheless, I am pretty fast. And the perceptive among you may have noticed that the game is actually in Spanish. I've switched it to Spanish because the speed of conversation in Spanish is much higher than that in English, so hopefully the characters talk faster and get it done with earlier. With all of these techniques in mind, and through excessive repetition, I've turned this into this. Now, you may have immediately noticed that it has zoomed out. You also may have noticed 2 of them are still red, but this one, Plunder Pays, is actually impossible to do in this time because of the changes to a card, specifically to the Riptide Rex card. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of it, or most of it at least. You also may have noticed all these yellow boxes. Now the yellow boxes mean I'm within 1 second of the actual time. So because when speedrunning, you actually have to count times and recount times, and I don't want to do that. So we're gonna call everything within 1 second the professional term. Close enough. I'll take half credit for the yellow ones. We can share the number 1 spot. And as for the first battle where I actually have a red one, I don't have any excuses for that. You beat me this time, Rad Grid, but I'll be back. And finally, after a grueling 110 total runs, a total of 90.57% of the world record spots belong to me now. Now, in accordance to standard business practices, because more than 50% of the records belong to me, the title of World's Best Legends of Runeterra Player also belongs to me now. And I managed to do it within 24 hours. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to delay this video all the way back to Tuesday afternoon because, you know, I have to like edit and stuff. Whatever. I hope you never forget who is the true #1 Legends of Runeterra player up until somebody watches this and decides to do it for themselves. But can you name like anyone who's like actually good at the game? Is that a thing? Are there like professional Legends of Runeterra players like there were for Hearthstone? Oh, I was also supposed to tell you to like the video or something, I guess. But yeah, I'm like definitively the best player now. Okay, so I look up shark in Spanish and I get the Sharkling card, of course. And then I actually look up the word shark and then I get all of these ones, including Shark Chariot and Shark Trainer, but there's also this As del Billar, which means like Billiard Ace or something, I think. But I'm pretty sure it's a pool shark, but there's no shark in the name, so I don't know why it shows up when you type in shark. I'm pretty sure I told you this before, but back in middle school, I was the world's #1 bouncy hero player, so I'm a true gamer.